Madam President, Senator Hand, I hope we do have some Republican votes for this. I think it's a good bill, and I want to thank Senator Hayden for bringing it forward, and especially want to thank Senator Eaton for being a strong advocate on this for so many months, and a strong Raise the Wage coalition. I think this is a big step forward, It doesn't solve the problems. I think one of the things we forget when we talk about the disruption of minimum wage, this is phased in over several years. We talk about the burden on others, but I think we got to put it in the big picture of things, and I think we forget. I think it was Children's Defense Fund gave the numbers where it's about 10.6 or 10.7% of Minnesota households last year were food insecure, which is a term we used to use for calling people hungry. That means sometime during the month, more than 1 out of every 10 families in our constituencies statewide, more than 1 out of 10 of them go to bed hungry sometime during the months. For kids, it's 1 out of 6 families. Every 6th household with kids in it, there are times during the month last year where they didn't have enough food in the house. This bill will make a difference for them. But we got to keep in mind, we had a commission was tasked with figuring out how we could end poverty in Minnesota by the year 2020. That work was done in 2008. We're now halfway between that time and the year 2020. We've done, until this bill, virtually nothing to change that. So this is a huge step forward, but I think we got to keep in mind that we're still a long way from there. You can't live on $9.50 an hour. You won't be able to live on $9.50 an hour in 3 years when it takes effect. It means what we did a little bit of this year in the tax bill, the Earned Income Tax Credit, which does have strong bipartisan support. We should be talking about doubling that, making work really pay for households. The Women's Economic Security Act has some good provisions in there, like getting rid of the backlog for the CCAP program for child care and making health care available to everyone. We're not there. And we have to do those things, and we will do those things. But for right now, let's acknowledge the fact that we're going from $6, whatever it is, an hour minimum wage to $9.50 an hour. And that is going to make a difference, not for dozens of people or hundreds of people, but for hundreds of thousands of Minnesota families. And that's critically important. And I wish this had strong bipartisan support. But for those 300,000 or 400,000 households or people who are affected by this, this is a big step forward, and I'm really pleased and want to thank those who have been working on this for so long. Let's move forward on this, but let's not think the work is done. Let's come back next year and keep working on it.